Hi friends, thanks for joining me for this week's Vinyasa Flow class. In today's practice, we continue working on twists and forward bends to facilitate grounding, calming, and cleansing. If you know you need props, go ahead and grab those now. If no need, no need. Remember, always listen to your body. Meet your body where it is today. Make wise choices. Know the difference between discomfort and pain. Play your edge, but if something hurts, stop. And also, as always, if you have any questions, something doesn't feel right, or you want additional modifications, you can just email me at mccowncolleen@gmail.com. If you're ready, let's go ahead and get started. We'll begin our practice in child's pose. So come to your mat. Let's start with the knees a little wider so we can get a little deeper stretch in the hips. So knees can either be right underneath the ribs for more supported, or even a little wider than the ribs. And that's gonna really facilitate a deeper stretch in the hip creases. So walk the hands forward and then rest the forehead on the mat. Take a moment here, deepening and slowing the breath. Allowing yourself to really arrive here on the mat. Let's together take a deep inhale through the nose. And then open mouth, exhale, sigh the air out. One more time, deep inhale through the nose. Open mouth, exhale, sigh the air out. Let everything go. Everything that's happening out there in the world, outside of you and your mat in this moment, just let it go. Go ahead and seal the lips and begin breathing in and out through the nose. Deep, smooth, even breath. Samavriti, balanced breath. Finding an equal length inhale and exhale. And then begin to bring a little more activity into your child's pose. Press the palms down to lift the elbows up and really push the sits bones back towards the heels. Engage the low belly by drawing the navel in and up, and find just a subtle lift and tone to the pelvic floor. Shoulder blades on the back, arm bones plugging in so that shoulders are not creeping up toward the ears. We'll add a twist and thread here. As you inhale, lift just enough to sneak your right arm underneath your left armpit and then melt your chest into your right bicep. Keep pressing the left palm into the mat. Keep sinking the hips down toward the heels. On your next inhale, go ahead and unwind. Bring your right palm back to the mat, and then this time, sneak that left arm underneath the right armpit. Melt the chest into the bicep. Let the left temple rest on the mat. Push actively into the right palm. Heavy hips to heels. Coming back to the breath, is it deep? Is it smooth? Is it even? And if it's not, can you make it so? On the next inhale, we can go ahead and unwind. We'll come to tabletop, all fours. Stack wrists under shoulders, knees right under hips. From here, I'll extend my right leg out to the right. Foot is in line with knee and hip. Toes point straight forward. And then in this shape, we'll take a few rounds of cat-cow. So I'll inhale, drop my belly as I pull the heels of my hand back toward my hips, really lifting my heart, lifting my tail. And then exhaling, pushing everything away, doming out through the thoracic or the upper part of the back. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Inhale, go ahead and come back to neutral and then peel the right fingertips up to the sky, coming into a twist. Exhale, thread that right arm underneath the left, again, keeping the hips high and the leg extended, and then walk the left fingertips forward. See if you can keep the hips square. Notice if they want to shift over to the left, and if they do, just gently guide them back to center. On your next inhale, slide the left palm underneath the shoulder. Sweep those right fingertips back up to the sky, coming back into your twist. And then go ahead and lower the right hand and the right knee back to the mat. We'll do the same thing on the other side. So this time, extend your left leg out to the side, toes point straight forward. 3 rounds of cat-cow. Inhale as you drop the belly, arch the spine. Exhale, push the mat away, tuck the chin, tuck the tail, draw the navel in and up. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch. And exhale, round. Inhaling back into a neutral spine, press into the right palm as you peel the left fingertips up to the sky, come into your twist. And then exhale, thread the left arm underneath the right armpit, melt your chest into your bicep. Right palm reaches forward, press into the mat, square the hips, zip up the belly, find a subtle lift and tone to the pelvic floor. Check back in with the breath. And on your next inhale, slide the right palm back underneath the right shoulder, push into the mat, sweep the left fingertips back up to the sky, and then exhale, left hand and left knee, come back to the mat, tabletop. From here, tuck your toes, lift the knees just a couple inches off the mat to hover, feel the glutes turn on, the core working. Midline energy here, hugging everything into the center. Think of squeezing an imaginary block between your thighs. Feel how the outer glutes turn on when you do this. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Take a moment here. You can lengthen your dog, pedal the feet, maybe find a little twist. Take whatever movement your body is calling for. And then let's together inhale, lift the heels high, coming up onto the tippy toes, bend the knees, and then lift the tail to really lengthen the spine. Really feel yourself getting long, long, long in the side body here, from crown to tail. And then we'll take another inhale. Exhale, lower the heels, try to keep the length in the spine. From here, inhale, lift your right leg. And then stack the hips as you open the hips to the right. See if you can keep the shoulders squared into the mat, pressing equally into both hands. And then bend that right knee. Let's circle the ankle 2 times in each direction, lubricating the ankle joint. And then you can point the toe or keep it flexed. Let's circle that knee forward 2 times and back. And then inhaling back into your scorpion dog, extend that leg, and then square the hips as you exhale, lower the right foot to meet the left. Other side, inhale, lift the left leg high. Scorpion your dog, open the hips, bend the knee. Roll out the ankle 2 times, one direction, and 2 times the other. See if you can keep the shoulders square. And then circle the knee. 2 times forward. And 2 times back. And then re-extend that leg as you inhale. Exhale, square the hips. Lower left foot down to meet right. Downward facing dog. Let's drop the knees. Give our wrists a little bit of love. So turn the fingers to face the knees. And then just paw your mat like a little kitty cat kneading your lap or a pillow. And then flip the hands so that you're now on the back of the hands. And you can either do one at a time or both, and then play around with how much weight you want to put into them, gently rocking forward and back here. And then turning the fingertips to face out. You can rock side to side or even do some little circles here. I'm going to give the wrists some love. We work them really hard in our yoga practice. And if you're circling, make sure to reverse here. And then go ahead and find your hands back under your shoulders with the fingers pointing forward. Tuck the toes, cow pose, find a little arch. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Lift the hips, slide the thigh bones back. From here, inhale, look forward. And then exhale, make your way to the top of the mat, forward fold. Allow your knees to bend, feet can be hips width. And then come into ragdoll, holding opposite elbows. You'll notice I do this in every class because it might be my favorite thing ever. Find a gentle sway side to side. And give the head a gentle shake and nod. Notice if there's any little kinks in there that you can kind of work out. And then come into stillness here. Notice which arm is crossed in front. Go ahead and switch it out. And just pause here for a moment in stillness, really letting gravity, the weight of your arms, traction your spine. Keep a bend in the knees. Do a few rounds of sunflowers here, beginning to the right. So keeping the hands and the arms the way they are. We'll inhale as we blossom up the right side. And exhale as you fold over the left. Inhale as you blossom up the right. Exhale as you fold over the left. Reversing directions. Inhale, rise left. Exhale, fold right. Inhale, rise left. Exhale, fold right. Coming back into your forward fold, release the grip on the elbows, and then roll up one vertebra at a time here. Let the hands, the arms, the head and neck be heavy. Head is the last thing to come up. At the top, we shrug the shoulders up to the ears and then glide the shoulder blades down onto the back. Tadasana, mountain pose. Take a moment here, building your solid foundation from the ground up. Find the four corners of your feet grounding into the mat. Feet hips width or more narrow if you prefer. You can have the feet touching. Hug the thighs into midline. Notice the outer glutes turn on and the pelvis come into a neutral position with the tailbone pointing straight down. Low belly is turned on, ribs are soft. When I say that, I mean the bottom ribs are just pulling slightly down toward the hip bones. There's just this slight engagement of the low belly. Little bit of a rolling back of the shoulders, just enough to find a lift in the sternum without flaring out the ribs. Palms face forward, ears stack right over shoulders. A little tuck of the chin here. Close your eyes, come back to your breath. Deep inhale. Full complete exhale. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, forward fold, long spine as you melt your torso over your thighs. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant the hands here. We'll come into a forward fold twist. Bend the left knee. Peel the right fingertips up to the sky. Find a few wrist rolls here. So maybe 2 times in each direction. Keep the fingers long. And then inhaling back into stillness. Exhale, forward fold. Straighten that left knee again. Inhale, halfway lift. Press the right palm into the mat. Bend the right knee. Peel the left fingertips up to the sky. Stay really strong in the bottom shoulder. Go ahead and roll out the wrist. 2 times in each direction on this side. Inhale back into stillness. Reach those left fingertips to the sky. Stay broad across your collarbones. Exhale, forward fold. Straighten both legs. Inhale, sweep up with a long spine. Urdhva Hastasana. Arms come up alongside ears. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine. Feel your core working here. Exhale, plant your hands. Step your right foot back and then your left, plank pose. Work to get your shoulders right over your wrists or even over your fingertips. Create a nice straight line from the crown of your head to the heels of your feet. Feel your quads turn on, your glutes working, and your core engaged. Option to add push-ups here. I'll do 5. So I'm going to inhale as I lower, and I'm going to use my exhale to lift, trying not to sag my hips. For 2, 3, 4, 5. Woo! And then lowering down with control all the way to the belly. Untuck the toes. Bring the fingertips just a little higher than the shoulders and wider than the mat. Ground the tops of the feet. Dynamic cobra, Bhujangasana. Inhale as you roll up. Exhale as you lengthen your heart forward to lower down. Inhale as you roll up. Exhale as you lengthen your heart forward to roll down. One more time. Inhale. And then exhale. Slide your hands back alongside your ribs. Tuck your toes. Inhale here. Exhale, press back up to plank or to your knees. And then shift back into downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. And exhale, make your way to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep up with a long spine. Exhale, hands to your heart. One more time. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, plant the hands. This time, step left foot back, then right. Super strong plank pose. 5 push-ups if you did so before, or skip it. Always an option. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. I think I have one more. I wasn't really counting. And then lower down with control. Untuck the toes. Fingertips a little higher than the shoulders. Pressing the pelvis and the tops of the feet and the thighs into the mat. Inhale as you roll up. And then exhale as you wave down. This time, inhale, roll up. And then exhale, dip the right shoulder. Take a look back over your left shoulder. This should feel nice. Inhale, center. Exhale, dip left shoulder. Look back over right. Inhale, center. One more time each side. Exhale as you dip the right shoulder. Look back over the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, dip the left shoulder. Inhale, center. Exhale, wave back down to the mat. Press your palms in to the mat next to your ribs, and then push yourself up through plank or tabletop into your downward facing dog. 2 full rounds of breath here. Deep inhale. Full complete exhale. Maybe you sigh the air out to let off some heat. Deep inhale. Full complete exhale. Inhale, look forward. And then exhale, make your way to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. And then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep up with a long spine. Exhale, hands to your heart. Adding on. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands. Step the right foot back. Drop the right knee. Inhale as you rise up, Vinyasa. Really think of squaring the hips by drawing the left hip back and the right hip forward. Reach those fingertips to the sky. Engage the belly. Inhale. Exhale, take a twist to the left. Sweep the left arm down and back. Reach the fingertips in opposition, forward and back. Maybe gaze toward the left fingertips. Keep squaring the hips. Collarbones broad. Inhale, arms sweep back up through center. Exhale, hands come to the mat. Step the left foot back to meet the right. And then flow through whatever version of chaturanga you prefer here, or always an option to skip it. Inhale as you find your back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, step it through to a low lunge. Drop the left knee. Inhale, rise up, Vinyasa. Take a moment, square the hips, spiral the pinkies inward, engage the belly. Maybe find a little back bend here. Inhale. Exhale, hands come behind the back, interlace the fingers, chest expansion. Inhale, lift your heart as you draw your fist down toward the mat. Keep hugging the thighs toward one another like a scissoring action. Inhale. And then exhale, hands come to the mat. Shift your hips back, half Hanuman. You can slide that front heel forward so that the hips stack right over the knee. Actively press the heel into the mat like you want to pull it back towards you. Find a little lift of the tail, almost like our cow pose. And that's going to bring a little more intensity to this hamstring stretch. Keep the quad working. Inhale as you lengthen. And then exhale, fold your chest down toward the mat. Keep drawing the navel in and up. Inhale, find a halfway lift. Come onto the left fingertips. And then peel the right hand up to the sky. See if you can keep the hips square here. They're going to want to kind of shift around and do some funny things. Really turn the core on the glutes to find stability in this shape. One more inhale. And then exhale. Hands come to the mat, bend into that front knee, and then step left foot up to meet right, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, hands to your heart. One more time. This time we start with the left foot. Inhale, arm sweeps up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, plant the hands. This time left foot steps back, drop the knee. Inhale, rise up, Anjaneyasana. Stay here, draw the shoulders onto the back as you simultaneously reach the fingertips to the sky, feeling length in the side body. Draw the right hip back as you draw the left hip forward. Inhale. Exhale, take a twist to the right. Drop the right arm down and back. Keep squaring the hips, reach the fingertips. Open the chest. Maybe gaze over the right fingertips. Keep scissoring the thighs. Keep the belly working. And then inhaling back through center. And exhale, hands to the mat. Right foot steps back to meet left, plank pose. Flow through your variation of chaturanga here. Inhaling into your back bend. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, step it through. Drop the back knee. Inhale, rise up, Anjaneyasana. Spiral the pinkies inward. Draw the shoulders onto the back. Zip up the belly. Inhale. Maybe find a little back bend here as you exhale. One more inhale. Exhale, come to interlace the hands behind the back. Inhale, chest expansion. Lift your heart as you draw your fist down toward the mat. Keep the belly working to protect the low back. Inhale. Exhale, release the hands to the mat. Shift the hips back, half Hanuman. Slide that heel forward and then find that little lift of the tail. Keep toning the belly so you're not dumping into the low back. This left leg is really engaged. I inhale to lengthen and then exhale to fold over that leg. Giving my head a little shake, noticing if I'm holding tension here. And working to keep the hips square. Inhaling, halfway lift. Come up onto the right fingertips and then add a twist, lifting the right fingers to the sky. Using the core to find stability. And again, not collapsing in this bottom shoulder, really strong in the bottom arm, really broad across the collarbones. One more inhale here. And then exhale, left hand comes to the mat, bend back in to the left knee. Step right foot up to meet left, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep up with a long spine. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, tuck and curl. Lift up high onto your tippy toes. Sit your hips to your heels. Hug your ankles, your shins, your thighs into midline. Find a spot on the floor to look at as you wrap your arms around your shins. See if you can balance. If you're feeling pretty stable, try closing your eyes. Notice how that changes things. Stay here. Keep squeezing everything into midline. Balance, balance, balance for 3, 2, 1. And then slowly with control, you can release your arms for counterbalance. Lower your hips onto the mat, coming into Navasana boat pose. So option here to keep the shins parallel, or go ahead and come into this high boat, or like a V-sit, where you straighten the legs. We'll hold here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now bring your hands to your chest. Option to come into boat pose or to rest the heels on the mat. If you're in Navasana boat pose, keep the shins parallel. Lean back enough that it takes some work to keep yourself in this position. We'll do some twists. So inhale, center. Exhale as you twist to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist to the right. Hips stay square here, just the shoulders and the ribs turn. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist to the left. Couple more rounds. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. Go ahead and lower the heels down to the mat. Reach the fingertips forward. Find a C curve in the spine. Tuck the tail, tuck the chin. Bring your gaze to your pubic bone or your belly button, and then see if you can lower down one vertebra at a time. Once you've made it onto your back, go ahead and hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a gentle rock side to side. And then extend the legs straight up to the ceiling. You can flex the feet here. And again, I want you to think of hugging that imaginary block in between your thighs. So the legs are really engaged and really squeezing into midline. So interlace your fingers behind your head, and then go ahead and lift up so that just the bottom tips of your shoulder blades are on the mat. From here, we crunch for 10, 9, 8, 7, elbows wide, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now just to the right for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. To the left. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to the center. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and lower the shoulders, and then bring the knees into the chest. Take a long body stretch. Point your toes, let your low back lift up off the mat. Give your abs a nice stretch. And then hug your knees into your chest and begin to find a little momentum here. When we do this rock and roll, we need to think about keeping yourself in this little ball shape. So not throwing the feet out for the momentum, but really trying to keep your shape using your core. And then when you have enough momentum, you can come to stand. Always an option to let the knees open and to use the hands to help. And when you're ready, we come up at the top of our mat. Let's meet in Tadasana mountain pose. Again, finding the feet grounding on the mat, option for hips width or toes touching. Coming back to the breath here. Is it deep? Is it smooth? Is it even? And if not, let us try to make it so. Maybe deepen and slow the breath here. Let's take a couple cleansing breaths together. Deep inhale. Open up, exhale, side of your out. Deep inhale. Open mouth, exhale, sigh the air out. Inhale, chair pose. Sit your hips back as you sweep the arms up alongside your ears. Hug the thighs into midline here. Exhale, sweep the arms back. Come into your drinking bird. So option for chair plane or lifting the heels for drinking bird. Keep squeezing the ankles and the thighs into midline. Zip up the belly. Find that length from tail to crown. And then inhale back into chair pose. From here, exhale, hands to your heart. Take a twist to the right. Option to hook the left elbow either in between the knees or on the outside or top of the right knee. See if you can keep the kneecaps in line. Press the palms into one another. Sink the hips a little bit deeper. Really engaging the belly here. Begin to pour the weight into the right foot as you squeeze the left foot to the glute. Oops. Flamingo pose. And then see if you can gracefully step that left foot back into crescent lunge with prayer twist. Scissor the thighs, get strong in the back leg, zip up the belly. And then on an inhale, sweep up through crescent and open right into your warrior two, Virabhadrasana 2. Finding heel to arch alignment, balance the hips, stack that front knee right over the front ankle. Let's have a little movement. Inhale, straighten the front leg, reach the palms to the sky. Exhale, lower back down. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. From here, Trikonasana. Inhale as you straighten the front leg. And then exhale, shift forward, tick-tock the arms. Maybe bring your gaze up to the ceiling. Really strong in the legs, really strong in the feet. And then inhaling to reverse. And exhale, cartwheel the hands down to frame the front foot, runner's lunge. From here, coming into a twist, press the left palm into the mat, and then inhale, reach the right fingertips up to the sky. One more inhale here, and then exhale, rainbow warrior. So rolling onto the outside edge of both the left and the right foot, staying super strong in this bottom arm. Right fingertips now reaching toward the back of the mat. Adding dynamic movement, I inhale, sweep my right arm up as I lift my hips, finding this little arched shape. And exhale, I lower back down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. One more time, inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. And then from here, I'm going to inhale back into my twist. And then I'm going to begin to shift into a revolved half moon pose. This is a really difficult pose for me. It always has been. So I'm going to keep my twist. And then I'm going to bring my gaze just a little bit in front of my right toes and pour my weight into my right foot. Tiptoe my left fingertips forward. And then come into this revolved half moon shape. Really working to keep my hips square, to lift up out of my standing leg, to lift my left leg so that it is parallel to the floor, and keep my left hip squared down towards the mat. Light in my left fingertips. Inhaling here. And then let's exhale into a standing split. So just fold yourself over that leg. Option here to find a balance, wrapping the hands around the ankle. Also an option to play with your handstand. So you can also maybe kick up. I'm going to step back a little bit here. You can practice just kicking up for fun or whatever. Just take a few breaths here, whatever you're working on. If you're practicing handstand, go ahead and come back into your standing split. Let's inhale, halfway lift, and then exhale, bring the left knee into the chest, roll yourself up into Ekapada. Exhale, step the left foot down to meet the right, chair pose. Inhale, stand, find a little back bend. And exhale, hands to your heart. Awesome job. One more side. Coming to the top of the mat, Tadasana. Deep inhale. Open mouth, exhale, sigh the air out. Deep inhale. Open mouth, exhale, sigh the air out. Inhale, chair pose, sit the hips back. Weight is in the heels. Keep the chest lifted here. A little tuck of the tail to take the arch out of the low back. Sit a little bit deeper. And then exhale, drinking bird or chair plane. Sweep the arms back, maybe lift the heels. Keep hugging everything into midline here. Core is really strong, spine is long. Maybe sit a little bit deeper. Inhale, chair pose, drop the heels, sweep the arms back up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Take your twist to the left. Keep the kneecaps in line as you hook the right elbow, either in between the knees or on the top or outside of the left knee. See if you can stack the elbows. Really pull the navel in and up. Broad across the chest. Maybe sit a little bit deeper. And then pouring the weight into the left foot as you squeeze the right heel toward the glutes. Maybe you bring your gaze to the floor for better balance, and then gracefully step that right foot back into this twisted crescent lunge. Engage that back leg, come high on the ball of the back foot. Keep that left knee stacked over the left ankle. Really broaden across the collarbones here. And then inhale as you sweep open straight into warrior two. Adjusting the feet, balancing the hips, stacking shoulders right over hips, adding movement, inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. And then this time moving into Trikonasana, triangle pose. Inhale, straighten that front leg. Exhale as you shift forward and tuck the arms. Keep the tailbone pointing straight down to the back heel. And this really nice straight line in my body. I'm not arching my spine, throwing my tail back, or puffing out my ribs. Really strong in the feet, quads are working here. And then inhale, reverse. Let the hips shift forward here to facilitate this lengthening in the left side of the body. Roll the right shoulder onto the back if it's rolling forward. And then exhale as you cartwheel your hands down into your runner's lunge. Pressing in to the right palm here. Sweep your left fingertips up to the sky. Find your twist. Inhale. Exhale, rainbow warrior as I roll onto the outside edges of both feet. Reach my left fingertips to the back of the mat. Adding movement. Inhale, I lift, find this little arc. Reach the left arm forward. Exhale as I lower. Inhale, reach up and lift. Exhale as I lower. One more time, inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. And this time, inhale, come in to your twisted runner's lunge. We'll move into that half moon on the other side. So pouring the weight into the left foot, keeping the twist in the chest. Maybe you gaze down for better balance. And then slowly walking the fingertips forward, rising up into this. Ooh, I need a little more room. I'm going to step back. Rising up into this revolved half moon. So really squeezing the right glute to lift that back leg. Maybe you can gaze up toward the ceiling. Maybe you keep your gaze at the floor. Notice if you're collapsing in that left hip, see if you can find lift and length in that standing leg. And try to keep breathing. Don't hold your breath. We need that oxygen. One more inhale here. And then exhale, square the shoulders, fold over that standing leg, come into your standing split. Try to keep that back leg square. And if you did so on the other side, maybe play with balance. So you can just play with lifting the fingertips or maybe bringing the hands to the ankles. If you did so on the other side and you want to practice kicking up to your handstand or any other handstand stuff that you're working on, you can do that a few times. Oh, I'm getting tired. Listen to your body. And if you're playing with handstand, go ahead and come back into your standing split. And then inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bring your knee into your chest. Roll up to stand, Ekapada Urdhva Hastasana. Woo. Inhale here. Exhale, chair pose, sit your hips back. Inhale, stand, find that little back bend. And then exhale, hands to your heart. Woo. Nice work. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands. Now you can step or hop back. Last Vinyasa flow of our class. Inhaling into your back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. From here, let's articulate through the spine as we roll down into plank and then lower down with control onto your belly. Come to rest your right ear on the mat and your arms along your side with the palms up. Let's just take a little moment of rest. If you're like me, your breath is not deep and smooth and even. So take a moment to make it so. On your next inhale, bring your forehead back to the mat. We'll come into Shalabhasana, locust pose with chest expansion. Interlace the fingers at the small of your back, and on an inhale, roll the shoulders back. As you lift the legs, lift the heart. Think of hugging the thighs into midline and lifting the navel up off the mat. Roll the shoulders back. Draw their shoulder blades down the back to find an even deeper arch in the thoracic spine. One more inhale here. And then exhale, lower back down. This time, let your left ear rest on the mat. Your shoulders and your elbows really melt, finding a release in the upper back. Maybe even shimmy your hips if that feels good. And again, coming back to the breath. On your next inhale, bring your forehead back to the mat. Bring your hands alongside your ribs. Tuck your toes. And go ahead and press back up into a downward facing dog. From here, inhale, lift your right leg high. And then exhale, draw the knee to your chest and come into your half pigeon. So set right ankle behind left wrist. Sorry, I forgot what side was what. Ground the top of the left foot into the mat. That's going to help you square the hips. You don't want to sickle, so see that the toes are in line with the leg. Squaring shoulders and hips to the front. Always an option to place a pillow underneath the seat or the hip to help facilitate that square shape. And then begin by finding length here. Inhale as you lift your heart. And then exhale, walk yourself out over that front leg. Oh, maybe making a pillow with your hands. And then noticing where you're gripping, seeing if you can let go. Keep energy in the right foot to protect the right knee. Bring your awareness back to your breath, turning inward here, following the air as it travels in and out. Notice if you're gripping. Especially in that outer hip, I notice a lot. I think I've relaxed, and then I think, oh, I'm gripping again. So see if you can let go. Sometimes we need to hold on, and sometimes we need to let go. On your next inhale, go ahead and walk yourself back up, and then shift the weight into the right hip to sweep the left leg around, coming into a seated twist. Step the left foot down. It can either be across the other side of this right knee, or it can be just in front of the right shin. We want to keep the sits bones grounded, so whatever you need to do to make that happen. From here, I'm going to press my left fingertips into the mat, really lengthening my spine, and then I'm going to inhale, sweep my right arm up, and then exhale, come into my twist. My right arm comes to the outside of my left knee, or I can hug the knee, or even here. There are options. Choose your own adventure. Inhale here as you lengthen, and then exhale as you come a little deeper into the twist. Wring the air out. Inhale, energy from root to crown, lengthen. Exhale, twist. One more time, deep inhale. Full, complete exhale. And then inhale to unwind, coming into a little counter stretch here. Plug your fingertips into the floor on the other side of the mat, and then push away as you tuck your tail, tuck your chin, round your spine. Maybe a gentle rock of the head here. And then inhale, we begin to unwind, and we come out the same way we came in, shifting the weight to the right hip, sweeping the left leg back around, tucking the toes, hands under shoulders, and step back into your downward facing dog. Take a moment here, you can pedal at the feet. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. So we'll inhale, lift the left leg high. Exhale, draw the left leg under you, left ankle behind right wrist. This left shin can be parallel with the front of the mat, or this left heel can be a little closer to the right hip. This really just depends on your flexibility. Back leg is straight, hips are square. Inhale to lengthen. Maybe find a little back bend. And then exhale as you walk yourself over that front leg. Sleeping pigeon. Notice how this side might be different. I know for me, this side is a lot more open. And we're always noticing as we cultivate the witness, right? Both on our mats and off, we're noticing without judgment. We just notice with curiosity, wonder, awe. Coming back to the breath, is it deep? Is it full? Is it smooth? Is it even? And if it is not, can we make it so? On your next inhale, walk your hands back under your shoulders, and then shifting the weight into the left hip this time, sweep that right leg around. Oops. Don't do that. Don't kick the door, though. Sweep that right leg around and step the right foot down, coming into a seated twist. There's one of the cats. Where have you been? Hi. Take your right fingertips, plug them into the floor or the mat. Inhale as you lengthen left fingertips to the sky, and then exhale, twist to the right. Whatever variation you did on the other side, take it on this side as well. Really opening across the chest, rolling the shoulders onto the back. Deep inhale as we lengthen. And exhale as you gently pull yourself deeper into the twist. Use the exhale to draw the navel in and up, wring out the air, twisting from the ribs. Inhale, lengthen from root to crown. Exhale, twist. One more deep inhale. Exhale, twist. And then inhaling to unwind, coming into our little counter, plugging the fingertips down into the floor, and then pushing them out away, tuck the chin, find this little rounding of the spine. Maybe a gentle shake of the head and neck here to release any tension. And on your next inhale, we unwind, coming out the same way we came in. Sweep that right leg. Beep, beep, watch out, kitty. Round back behind you through a pigeon, tuck the toes, lift up, step back, downward facing dog. Take a moment, pedal out the feet, twist the hips. And then we'll drop the knees, come into child's pose with the knees together. Sweep the arms alongside the body with the palms up. Let the shoulders and the elbows melt. Feel the release in the low, mid, and upper back. And then coming into rabbit pose, capture the heels with the hands on an inhale. Begin to lift the hips as you slide the forehead towards your knees. Very little to no weight in the crown of the head, really using the traction of the hands and the heels to facilitate this deep rounding in the back. Feeling that stretch from the base of the skull all the way to the tip of the tail. One more inhale here. Draw the navel in and up, and then exhale, lower the hips to the heels. Roll yourself up one vertebra at a time. Shrug the shoulders up to the ears and then glide them down onto the back. And then maybe take a couple of head circles here if it's calling to you. Coming back into stillness, we'll shift over to one side and we'll come into a wide angle pose. So turn on your mat. And then from here, you can peel the flesh away from your sits bones so that you can really feel grounded and supported. Keep the kneecaps pointing straight up, feet flexed. Inhale, grow tall here, and then exhale, you can begin to walk yourself out over your legs. Keep working to push the sits bones down. Notice if they want to roll up. Notice if the knees want to roll forward. Keep the kneecaps pointing straight up to the ceiling. And I like to use my hands to help push my sits bones back into the mat. Find your expression of this shape. And come back to your breath. Closing your eyes, turning the awareness inward. Always an option to put a pillow under the chest here for a more supported shape. You just have to choose your layer, choose your own adventure in yoga. You can always, that's what I love about the practice. You can modify everything for more or less intensity, just depending on where you are today and what you need. On your next inhale, begin to walk your hands back towards your hips, roll yourself up. And then let's hug the right heel in towards the, not mirroring you, just a heads up, in toward the groin. And then we're going to twist to face this bent knee. I'm going to plug my fingers in, find this twist. Maybe even bring the left hand to the top of the right knee and find a little twist here. And from here, I'm going to keep the twist in my chest. I'm going to take my left hand, I'm going to push it into my right thigh. That's going to keep this grounded. And then from here, I'm going to take a side bend over. So I'm going to keep my chest twisting as I reach the right arms over. Maybe you grab your toes, maybe you don't. Keep grounding that right hip, pressing the left hand down into the right thigh to help facilitate that grounding. Find length from right sits bone to right fingertips. Inhale, exhale. And on your next inhale, go ahead and upright your spine. Drop the right palm behind you. And then we're going to sweep up onto the right shin and the left foot. Find a little back bend here. Strong in the right shoulder. Inhale. And then exhale, lower down, same way you came in. We'll switch sides. So right leg goes out. Janu Shasana. Left heel to the groin. And then finding your twist toward that left leg. Maybe bring your right hand to the top. Kind of a little deeper twist here. And then pressing the right palm into the left thigh. Keep the twist in the chest. And then reach the left arm up and over. Grounding that left sits bone. Still really strong in the right leg here. Feeling that length, the whole left side of the body. Sits bone to fingertips. And then inhale back up to center. Exhale, drop that left hand down on the mat. And then inhale into this variation of, I think, fallen star. I don't actually know what it's called, but it feels nice. Lifting up to the left shin and the right foot. Left arm is really strong. And then exhale as you lower everything down. Come into Baddha Konasana from here. Bringing the soles of the feet to touch. We'll find some dynamic movement in this shape. So really actively pressing the feet into one another. Take a hold of the ankles, roll the shoulders back, get super tall. Inhale as you lengthen forward. And then exhale as you roll up. Again, inhale as you lengthen forward. Exhale as you roll up. One more time. Inhale, lengthen forward. Exhale, roll up. And then this time, inhale as you lengthen forward, and then exhale, walk your hands out in front of you. And exhale into this forward fold. Just pausing here, again, releasing any tension in the head and neck. On your next inhale, go ahead and roll yourself up. Bring your hands to the outside of your legs. Close your knees like a book. And then step the feet out just a little bit wider than hips width. Keep the feet flexed and just place the heels on the mat. From here, I'm going to bring my fingertips right behind my hips. I'm going to inhale to grow tall in the center, and then exhale, dropping my knees over to the right. I'm going to let my chest twist to the right and my left glute lift. Inhale through center, little windshield wiper twist. Exhale, dropping my knees over to the left, letting my right hip lift. Inhale, center, one more time each side. Exhale, twist. Here, and inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. And then go ahead to turn yourself long ways on your mat. Let's take Dandasana. Legs straight out in front of you. Plug your fingertips into the mat. Staff pose. Get really tall here. Inhale. And then exhale, Paschimottanasana, seated forward fold. Walk your hands up over your legs. Lengthen and then fold. So we're always creating space before we try to go deeper into a particular shape. Bending the knees is okay here. You can stay really active in the feet, or you can relax the feet. Our forward bends bring us into our parasympathetic nervous system, into our state of rest and digest, out of fight or flight. We have a calming and grounding sensation. Similarly, our twists have the effect of relieving tension and helping aid in digestion, both of food and of information. And you can utilize these tools. Our yoga tools are useful not just in yoga class. So if you're feeling really stressed out at work or school, just taking a forward bend in your chair or even putting your head down can help bring you into a more calm and grounded state. If you're feeling tense, just taking a twist in your chair can help relieve some of that tension. On your next inhale, slowly roll yourself back up, and then scooch your hips down towards your heels. If you want one more little bit of ab work here, you can find that C curve in the back again, and then using your exhale, lower yourself down 1/3 at a time. Once you're here, go ahead and hug your knees into your chest. Take a gentle rock side to side, maybe a supine a supine child's pose, Balasana. And then we'll come into happy baby. So flex the feet, pull the knees down and toward the armpits. Start in stillness, grounding the sacrum, grounding the shoulders, plug the arm bones in. And a little tuck of the chin, so we have this really long back of the neck too. And then if it's calling to you, you need like a little movement, maybe you want to rock side to side, do that. Release control over the breath. Maybe you want to sigh. Flutter the lips. And play around with extending the legs here. Let's take a moment to explore whatever shape you'd like before we come to rest in Shavasana. On your next inhale, let's all come and curl into a teeny tiny little ball. Wrap your arms around your shins, tuck your chin to your chest. One more inhale together, holding the breath at the top. Exhale, let it go. Long body stretch. Inhale, reach your fingers, point your toes, get long on your mat. And then exhale, release. Your arms can come to lay next to you, or if you prefer them overhead, maybe hand to the heart, hand to the belly. Always an option too to come into fallen bridge if that doesn't feel good for your low back. So feet can be mat's width, a little wider than the hips, with the knees falling in, bringing the spine into a nice neutral position. Find a shape where you can rest comfortably for a few minutes. Shavasana is arguably the most important shape we take in our practice. Giving yourself the gift of stillness, of quiet, of rest. Let go completely, let your bones be heavy on the mat. Soften your face, unclench your jaw. Allow yourself to dissolve into this present moment and know that I will lead you out in just a few minutes. Slowly begin to bring your awareness back into the room, noticing the sounds and sensations around you. Notice the points where your body is making contact with the mat. Deepening your breath as you bring your awareness back into your physical body. As it calls to you, begin to invite some small movements, maybe wiggling fingers and toes. And then gradually, let those movements get a little bit bigger. Just give yourself an opportunity to explore what your body is calling for in this moment. Maybe it's a twist, long body stretch. And then when you're ready, slowly roll yourself over onto one side. We'll pause for a few rounds of breath in fetal pose. This asana of rebirth, my favorite part of practice, this wonderful reminder that every day, every moment, and every single breath is an opportunity to begin again. Fresh start, fresh perspective, new beginning. Slowly press yourself up into a comfortable seat. We'll seal our practice together with one more round of breath. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hands to your heart. It is my honor to share this practice with you. Thanks for watching. Namaste. Thanks for being here. I hope you have a great week, and I'll see you next week. Bye.